obviously being the subject of today's video, I'm gonna say it was filmed about 3 or 4, you know what, even more, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I went to do a video on that car, and after that day, the car broke and pretty much hasn't been on the road since. Well, not for a significant amount of time anyway. So today, the day has finally come where we think this car is ready to go, but it even looks different to what it did in that video just because it was so long ago, but I thought I would include it anyway. But I'll get Troy to explain, maybe he knows exactly how long ago that was, and tell the story of what the hell has happened to this car in the meantime between then and now.
Thank you. Can I give it back? I give it back? I give it back to you then? Put it here like this. You want to put it on your head? No.
You know what the start of this video is? Do you remember like how many years ago I came to your house?
Really?
When it was all white?
You still got the
I
video?
still have it.
Oh my god. Well, we made it back.
How many years ago would you say that is?
It's almost 3 years February.
Since you reckon like
Well,
it was all white?
When we painted it at the bottom,
Yeah.
we were getting ready for Ballarat in February.
What year?
The same year COVID started.
So it's probably 3 to 3.5 years ago.
3 years ago, I think.
Because in that video, it's all white.
Yeah.
Now it's silver bottom like a silhouette.
New engine.
No plates, no case.
My silly dad decided to deregister it to go club reg, and then
You're gonna have to explain this car in this video too.
I will.
Move the VL turbo, he says. You're gonna have to tell me twice, mate. Helps if you get the right key.
It wasn't laggy like that.
It came up on boost easy before?
Well, when before I put it on the first time I came,
Yeah.
it was fine. Now, it was laggy once I put the head back on, figured out the cam timing was wrong, readdressed that. It wasn't laggy, and then it just went back to laggy, which is really strange. There's too many daddies in this situation.
Daddy?
For your information,
Switch at the back here.
let me see. Oh, that's a trans brake solenoid. You reckon it's that? I reckon it's just made its way back from somewhere. Or it's the pan.
Maybe the pan. It looks like the pan at the front, so maybe it's the panel all the way around.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because this has got an overflow, so I know it won't be that. Yeah, it's not the overflow. It must be the pan. The oil leak
And
could
here?
be just...
Ooh.
I reckon this is just from when I put it back together. Because this, I had the feed off and oil dripped, and I didn't clean it because I didn't have time just as we closed up. You can tell I've upgraded the gate. Brand new.
Oh, look,
Disgusting.
yeah, look at that compared to that. Daddy. What diff is it? A built Borg Warner?
It's a Borgie.
Whoa. No 9-inch here, mate.
True track.
What gears?
VL 345.
Wow, your exhaust is tight in there.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. There's a lot of remnants of old tyre under here.
Yeah, it's
You get that?
this car done so much work.
Oh
bro.
my god.
What did you find?
All the rubber.
Oh, nice.
You know with these rear coilovers, they aren't usually like this on a wagon, are they?
Yeah, it's factory.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't do anything. The only problem is the car doesn't go high enough. So the way it is the absolute highest it can possibly go.
Oh
which is-
really? And it's pretty low.
Yeah, I got no shock travel either. So when we put the suspension in this car, it actually started going backwards.
Oh.
We made more power as well, and
And
it's 60 1.5s, but we couldn't get any quicker. But as we get older, we get smarter, and I figured out we've got no shock travel. We used to have a fuel system here. I made this just with spares at home. Like,
Oh, that's why it's got a 90 on it?
yeah, that's why. Yeah. You know, why do that? That's what I had at home. Because I put a system in the boot now.
What box is it again?
Power blade.
Oh, they're so short.
They are tiny. Preston automatics. Only the best. Fuck you, Andrew.
Astra power steering.
Yeah, I really need to wire that up so it doesn't stay on with the ignition.
Don't you want it to stay on with the ignition?
Oh.
Like when you're pushing it around sort of thing?
You want to have control of it because when we're doing changes in the ECU, it sits on.
Oh yeah, I get you. Are these 33 GDST brakes?
Yes, with actual Holford motor brackets.
Yeah, Holfords.
And they're disc, bro. I swear on my mum, the best brakes I've ever driven.
There you go. Like they're skinny on the front. Are they 4? 3.5?
They could be 4 or 5s.
They're tiny.
They're VPW wheels. The VPWs?
Do you have the rears?
Yeah.
But you like running the...
Gotta shorten the diff.
Ah, gotcha.
That's why we haven't got them on.
So is this standard length of diff?
Standard length, yeah. It's got 31 spline billets in it. We've gone through one set of gears, but as we were doing heads-up racing, I got a little bit fucking spicy on the trans brake because we didn't have an auxiliary rev limiter. I didn't realise it was going to sit there that long, or I was sitting there long, I can't really remember. And I sat on the trans brake way too long, and when I popped the button, it just torched me. But it dropped it, because the converter will flare.
What size converter's in it?
I think what's in it now is because it's been tightened up. I think it's a 3200. It's too tight. It used to have like a 4 in it, but then we kept flaring it on the dyno, and then we've had multiple dramas trying to get it where we want, but the car was off the road for too long now.
And why the overflow?
Oh, it's just safety. When you're at the track, you don't want a chance of oil coming out.
Gotcha.
And if you oil down,
You stuff everyone else's day.
Dude, I almost put it in the wall the first time I had this car. Went 990 sideways at the end of the racetrack because I had a catch can that was like half a litre.
Oh, engine oil.
Engine oil. So obviously I got spooked, so I've done all of it.
That makes sense. What's the fastest this car's gone?
Went 960, 147.
With you or your dad?
Nah, my dad never raced it.
Troy Saguna. Workshop is my own workshop, Destroy Garage in Victoria, Melbourne. Well, the last time we were here, we were doing 1160s, 1150s, absolutely struggling. So now we've done suspension, 255 tyre. It's the R spec one now, and well, more boost. Oh, the track today is excellent, so much better than last time. Definitely a PB, 1050. Yeah, 140 mile an hour. It's a bit low on the mile an hour, but we've been making changes every time we're in. It's a RB2530, just rods and pistons, stock Neo head, half-inch head studs with an old Bush 4202 turbo, 36 pound, making 630 kilo at the hubs with an Elite 2000.
That's so fast.
That was 3 years ago with it was a block Frank gave us from Allspark.
So not this block.
Not this engine. I bought secondhand rods and pistons and crank out of a GDR 3 litre from our mate Jay. It cracked the bore. He goes, $1,000, take it all.
Whoa.
I go, fuck yeah. So I took that, we gave it to Flowcraft, machined it, whacked it all in. I was pissed as fuck. Well, I was drunk. Putting the engine together, I ring him Frank, hey, what end flow should you do, mate? And he goes, just do this, blah, blah, blah.
Does the sump sit on the swaybar?
No. That's designed
That's
for, actually not
high
now
as.
because of the brace.
Oh, it drops the sump.
Drops the sump. And the head on this was standard, completely standard Neo 25 head.
And a 960 at what mile an hour?
147. That was with an old GT42. Bush bearing, cast front wheel.
So you haven't raced this with this?
No, we raced the last time I raced it, it was the same bottom end with a big head on it. And we went at Aeroflow 42. That's bigger than a 42. I don't know what that is. I think it's like a 45 base turbo. It's got big wheels in it. It made 650 at the wheels on Frank's chassis dyno.
So currently makes 650.
It currently makes nothing. This whole new setup is unknown.
Oh, this is old engine.
We're gonna find out today.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
what is this currently?
so RB30 with a PRP brace, stock crank, obviously with the standard mods you do, crank collar, grub screwing. It's a Nitto I-beam, it's a CP, it's a Nitto piston but they're just made by CP. It's a crush ring or fire ring style head gasket, 1/2 inch 625 head studs, ARPs, and the head is, it's a prototype horsepower junkie. So the Neos, 25 heads, they can't go too much lift without releasing oil pressure. There's a gallery in there. So we've made these special sleeves that go in, so then we can run a shimless GDR bucket, and we've got 288-292 with 11.5mm cams in it, which are massive in the Neo world.
I was gonna say, you had to clearance the shit out of the head, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
there's tons of
remember.
clearancing in it. There's bigger valves in it. There's a massive port job in it. We've had a couple issues along the way, which is what you expect with R&D. I think we're on the arse end of it now. So I'm just gonna quickly pull it apart, check the timing, and we'll see what we end up with.
And the usual crap. 6 boost,
Yeah, 6 boost.
3D manifold, China Turbski,
Genuine.
PRP trigger kit, fuel rail injectors.
Yeah, fuel rail injector. It's got Deckers, which is what we updated. The fuel system I had to update to 3 Walbros because our Holly twin pump, that's what actually hurt the motor, the last motor. We copped a massive lean out. And it happened that quick, nothing could catch it.
So it's pretty serious. It's
The goal of the car, we really want to run 8s. I don't care if it's an 899. The combo's there, and I know once the engine and everything tunes up, it'll just be tuning the suspension. And once we've got that, the 60 foot and the suspension dial, the car will be fine. It'll do it.
what a 60 foot before.
It won 560, but I couldn't better it. No matter what I did, I couldn't better it because the suspension wasn't working for me.
And
This was all 3 years ago, so
and completely standard interior.
yeah.
Steering wheel, everything.
What if the VCT wasn't working?
Haltech dash, shifter, cage. The cage is sick. Who did the cage?
Sorry?
Who did the cage?
Me and my dad.
Oh really?
Dad bent it all up. We use Agus's pipe bender, which has got a proper cage bender.
What's the difference between a bender for a cage and like an exhaust or cooler piping or something like that? if
The
you do
cage
that?
bender doesn't crush the pipe.
So it doesn't like a mandrel bend it.
No, a mandrel bend is true size from one end of the leg to the other end.
Press bend, I mean.
Press
Because when you
bend,
press
correct,
bend, it
yeah.
changes the diameter, doesn't it?
It'll actually
Crushes
crush
it,
it.
yeah.
And if you look in the rule book, you can only have, so whatever your diameter is here, it can't squish more than X amount. I can't remember. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
We didn't build a cage in my car because it's too much
That's
work.
weird. How the fuck does it bend without crushing it?
It's just the way the die works. So if you press bend it, it doesn't support the side.
Yeah.
So then the side just goes. But my dad's alright. You give him enough time, he can do anything. Just not Tigger. Like the iron other than
He literally can do anything. Look, there's his cage right here. And his benches.
Staring at? Yeah, the cities.
And what's the fuel system in the back here? The sound.
It's what's the tank? It's I think it's a Pro.
Billet Pro?
Yeah, Billet Pro. That's Promaz's CNC brand. I got it from Tuner's Edge. He goes, yeah, Matt, so
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
believe
sick.
him. So I've got 3 Walbros in there. We've got a Walbro in the factory tank.
So 4 pumps.
Yeah, that's normal.
Wow.
So obviously the one in the tank, there's all the wiring and bataria. Solid.
Yes.
I'd say wider, but I don't want to give him a plug. He doesn't deserve it.
Oh, speakers in the hatch and everything. And 5-star all round.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
I just noticed that.
Well, the beauty of these cars, putting a Nissan...
The front's easy. The front's easy.
Yeah. We'll put Shockworks coilovers in it. Chris G'd it up.
Oh, yeah, Shockworks.
The back isn't Shockworks, it's
Emotion.
no, Angry.
Angry Industries, Matt.
Yeah, he's a sick cunt, but obviously the setup doesn't suit dragging.
Yeah.
Because I can't get the way it works. It just doesn't work for us. I'm sure for like drifting and whatnot, it'd be mad.
Yeah. And then on the dyno.
On the Dino.
No bueno. Now it gets up there,
Yeah,
slowly.
but it didn't before at all.
Nothing.
Nothing would happen.
You can burn any bloke converter, mate.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to do anymore.
So the whole point of this video was, it was about to go on the dyno, but just noticed a crack in the driver's side rocker cover, and the exhaust side cam seal is leaking, as well as that cracked rocker cover. So Troy doesn't want to risk it with 2 oil leaks like that are not very small. So the whole dyno thing just went out the window. So unfortunately, she's not going on. While I'm here, may as well give a shop update that hasn't something I haven't done in a while, and there's all new cars. So built LSA manual, getting a charger put on this. Some may remember this car from a previous video. Getting a head and cam package. This is an interesting one. 370Z, we did a full undercar turbo kit on. We're now doing a clutch slave, so turbo kit is all off. It sits here, which is all over here. Outside, what do we got? Genuine VL Calais turbo that we did a Pulsar turbo and a few other little bits and pieces. F6 Typhoon, getting a fuel system. That's about it at the moment. This is going to be one serious engine. This is a 1500 horsepower block RB30. It's going in an R34 GTR. So, and I think I might be able to do a full series on that car start to finish. So hang out for that one. Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of this one. See you guys.